VirtualBox host SSH to guest. I have a Mac host and a VirtualBox Linux guest, currently using bridge mode. I need to be able to easily SSH into the guest from the host. It would be nice to use a hostname, but a never-changing IP address would be fine too. Currently, the IP changes with each new network I join, and the hostname has never worked. I also need internet access from the guest. Other machines on the network do not need access to the guest. What is the best way to configure my VirtualBox network?
First, you'll have to create the BoxNet 0 interface. VirtualBox in GT, File in GT, Preferences in GT, Network in GT, Host-only networks in GT, add, you will get BoxNet 0. Then, run this on the host machine. You'll see a new interface, BoxNet 0, appeared. Shut down your VM and do. Start VM, on guest run. And check IP. Check these links. This URL. This URL. There is also solution for NAT, but I haven't checked it. This URL. Configuring port forwarding with NAT in your host machine. Connect to your Linux via the port 2222 of your host machine. For host-only networking with static IP, check this. This URL. It's for Solaris 10 and Ubuntu 16.04 but should be easy to adapt.
Between two Linux machines, a 32-bit Ubuntu host and a 64-bit Ubuntu VM, I managed to get SSH working using this port forwarding. Then from your host system run. Substitute 5679 with the host port entered into the port forwarding rules.
If you don't want to mess around with port forwarding, you can set up a host-only adapter which appears as a host interface and then add an IP address inside that subnet in the guest. Steps: create a host-only network in VirtualBox, GUI in GT, Settings in GT, Network. Type ifconfig in the host and see something like BoxNet 0 with, inet 192.168.50.1. In guest, add an IP address, ifconfig eth1 192.168.50.101 netmask 255.255.255.0 up. In host, execute, ssh root at 192.168.50.101. Further reading. This URL. This URL. This URL.
You might be better off configuring your virtual NIC in NAT mode if you are moving around quite a bit. Using NAT, the host, your PC, becomes the DHCP server and router for a private network which is created for your guest OCs. I'm pretty sure you can set a static address using NAT also. However, I think the best solution is to suss out why name resolution isn't working for your guest VM Smile. This URL.